Hey guys, Game Nerd here, and today is going to be another inspirational video, and this video is going to be part, um, compassion and part real. And preferably what I want to talk about is strengths and weaknesses, and, certain things that affect us, such as, certain food and drink. Um, and also, the third thing, life isn't all magic and rainbows and unicorns all the time. That being the first one. If you're a person that thinks that you are going to go through life and it's just going to be magic and rainbows and unicorns all the time, you're sadly mistaken, because how how life works, that's not the real world. How life works is, one, help from friends. Friends can always be helpful. Two, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Three, take responsibility for your own actions. And number four, learn from your mistakes and move on. But the thing is, you have to you have to experience, you have to have the experience before you can talk about the experience. And also before you can learn from the experience, of course. But if you think that life is going to be magic and rainbows and unicorns all the time, you're living in a fantasy land. Honestly, you are living in a fantasy land. And, that's the truth. And I speak from experience because I've been around for a fairly long time. Not as long as some people, but long enough to understand this particular principle. Now, the second thing, about food and drink that affects us. I recently had an experience. I had an experience with coffee. I was having a coffee every day. The first 2-3 days, oh, it's fine. I'm fine. No, it wasn't affecting me. No side effects. Nothing was happening. No irregularities. Nothing off balance. And then a few weeks later, or a few days later, I started to notice, I was tired. I wasn't thinking as clear. My mind started to wander at certain points. I was tired all the time. And, my mood also, altered. And that's what, certain food and drink can do. When we have certain food and drink that affect us, or anything that affects us in a certain way. I mean, this can be said for anything at all. If we have things, we have certain things that, affect us. And they can either affect us in a positive way or a very negative way. And, whether it's positive or negative, you're unsure, because you have to, have the experience before you can make the judgment call, whether or not this causes a positive or negative effect. But, if sometimes when something causes a negative effect, And I speak from experience because, like I say, I've experienced this with coffee, and coffee had a negative effect where coffee is what is called mood altering. It can alter your mood, and it altered my mood in a negative way. And this can happen to anyone depending on what affects what. And I'm a very nice person. I'm a very, very nice person. As you've seen in my videos. But I experienced a time when I had coffee where I had turned into the jerk of the world. I was a donkey's rear end, and I treated my friends very poorly. Thankfully, I have friends that are very forgiving, and I'm incredibly thankful for that, and vice versa for them. But the thing is, sometimes if you think you can handle yourself, and you start to notice some bad, it starts to affect you in a bad or negative way or negative sense, then you should deal with it right off the bat and stop. Don't just think, well, I don't care. I'm just gonna go around like a donkey's ass and just act like I'm the cream of the crop, and then after you get it out of your system, you apologize. You have to apologize, and apologizing is never fun. But thankfully, I have very forgiving friends, and I'm making this video because there's people that need to hear this. Trust me. I'm making this video because I don't want people my age to make the same mistake that I did. If whatever affects you, if a certain movie has a negative effect, or if coffee has a negative effect, or if a certain book or animal or anything at all, there's just so many things that can have either a negative or a positive effect. And you have to be aware, because things, you don't want to have something go wrong. And the thing is, again, and this all falls on the same principle. Excuse me. The same goes for where was I? Oh yeah, the same goes for if you think that you're gonna just stroll through life and life is just da 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 walk in the park, you are sadly mistaken, because life is not a walk in the park. It's blood, it's sweat, and it's tears. And that's how you get to where you need to be and where you want to be. I didn't get to where I wanted to be today by just a walk in the park, everything handed to me on a silver platter. No, blood, sweat, and tears. And that's how I got to where I needed to be. And that's how everyone gets to where they need to be. You don't just get somewhere You don't get where you need to be or where you want to be just by riding the merry-go-round and life being a walk in the park and blah 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 blah. You get to where you want to be by blood, sweat, and tears. And that's the truth. And if you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe. I hope you watch this video. Leave a comment. I know Chris will definitely leave a comment. And, you know, after this video goes off, I just want to leave on this note. Think about what I said. Don't make the same mistake I did. But odds are, you probably will. Somebody will. Because you know why? Of course you will. Because you have to experience the experience for yourself to see what happens.